With the ongoing fight on Capitol Hill, food banks are stepping up in an attempt to close the food insecurity gap for families across the country. But many organizations say that while they're trying their best, keeping up is becoming more and more difficult. And a new study highlighting an alarming number. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, 1 in 7 kids are still going hungry despite being on federal assistance programs. President and COO of Feeding America, Linda Nageotte, joins me now. Linda, we've been hearing stories from people over their growing concerns. Even prior to the shutdown, food insecurity was already a reality for many. So how challenging has it been to get food to people?
It is the most challenging time that I can recall in the more than 30 years that I have been engaged in this work. This is the first time in the history of the SNAP program that benefits have been disrupted. And what that means for our nation's food banks is that while we were already feeding tens of millions of people who rely on that support to get by on a regular basis, now there is this new influx, not only of folks who would typically be receiving SNAP benefits, but also furloughed federal workers who are going without, who may have been living paycheck by paycheck, and who are needing new assistance.
And a lot of people and organizations are stepping up. I'm curious, has Feeding America had to turn people away amid this high demand?
Food banks are doing everything they can to source more food and funds to be ready and present for their neighbors. And we know that there is no way that our network can provide all of the food that the SNAP program typically provides. For every meal's worth of food the charitable food sector distributes, the SNAP program provides 9. The gap between those two amounts is just too vast. We're doing our level best, and we're going to make sure to have food available at as many distributions as we possibly can. And there will be instances where folks will not be able to get the food that they need.
And a handful of states were able to release funds overnight for those much needed SNAP beneficiaries, but it's still not enough. What message do you have for Capitol Hill as this legal battle plays out?
New polling from Feeding America shows that an overwhelming majority of the public is deeply concerned about the impacts of the shutdown. 79% say they want their congressional representatives to ensure that SNAP benefits go out in full force to recipients of those. We need congressmen and women to work collaboratively to reopen the government and to ensure that SNAP funding is fully dispersed.
As the government shutdown continues, how can people help food banks like Feeding America?
It's important first to say, if you need assistance, please go to our website, feedingamerica.org. There is a food bank locator there that can point you to the food distributions closest to you. And if you are one of the 7 people who isn't experiencing food insecurity right now, we need your help. Please also go to our website, feedingamerica.org. You can make a contribution there. You can find your local food bank. They need your help with donations of food, with donations of funds. They need your help as a volunteer. Use your hands to help them pack food and distribute it out to people who need it. And if you can lift your voice and tell your congressional representatives to help reopen the government, we've got a way for you to do that too.